Welcome back to another pre-season Diaries. It is 2025, and the weather was absolutely incredible today. As you can see, all the lines were newly planted on the AIA Centre. We had Dan McStay, Patrick Lipinski, the first guys out. It was a pretty chill session today. There wasn't anything huge. They came out a little bit later than 12:30, went for just over an hour, pretty much just a glorified kick-to-kick session. But we got there. It was nice to sort of just get out. I feel like I have a purpose again now that the boys are training. And it was just really good to see a lot of people. There were a stack of people here today.
It's like Houston, Maynard.
In saying that, there were maybe about a dozen or so players missing. We're probably doing some sort of weights or management inside the AIA Centre, so nothing to sort of be concerned about. The big main training session is tomorrow. That's 3 hours, so that one's going to be crazy. So expect so much more content. But we got there today just to have a film, just to dust off the dust on my shoulders and get back into the swing of things. Nick Dacos, well, I'm not overly concerned, but he did do a lot of solo work. It was predominantly solo work for him. I don't know if it's like some sort of mini rehab or he looked good. He was running and everything like that, but he was with the physios and not with any of the main players training. So that's going to be a sort of watch as to what happens tomorrow in that big training session.
Went to Adelaide, had a midfielder that was really good. It was him, Harryman, some other defender.
There wasn't really any super huge standouts because, like I said, glorified kick to kick session. Charlie West here. I was talking to some guys today, so shout outs to them, Nathan and Daniel. That Charlie West just reminds me his build like Brody Myercheck, and I think he's just going to be, getting a key forward is absolutely incredible for us because that's something that we don't do. And just Charlie West, the way he goes about it, yeah, it's just that Brody Myercheck. Here's more of Nick Dacos doing a little bit of run throughs, yeah, with the physio, just doing that rehab. But there hasn't been any word on it. He's been training really well, so we'll just see what happens tomorrow. This little bit of footage I absolutely love, and you'll see why in a second. So we've got Jacob Ryan kicking to Isaac Quaynor, who looks leaner, who looks fitter, who looks meaner as well. He goes to Cochrane. Cochrane gets the handball to Houston. Houston from 50. Wasn't even any power behind it, just dobs it straight through the eye diddle diddle, and that was really, really good to see. Mason Cox, it's going to be a big year for him. It's Mason Cox or Tim Membry, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that when I do my predicted best 23 for round zero. I think I'm most excited for the practice matches just because Reef McGuinness, I just want to see what he's able to do against opposition forwards, not just our forwards. And his cue just bombing it from what, about 45, 40 meters out. And, that run and carry, we're going to need it, with Dan Houston as well. Josh Dacos when he plays off that half back line. It's going to be really interesting. They ended the session with some meditation. They took their shoes off. They started walking around the ground just to sort of, you know, get that touch and feel of the grass, I assume. I'm not really into sort of meditation just yet. Don't really know the ins and outs of it, but it looked very calming. And that was the first session of 2025. See you tomorrow.